This might be single-handedly the only video you need to watch on Lucky Girl Syndrome. In this video, I'll show you how to harness the power of positive thinking, visualization to manifest all the good luck and achieve all your dreams. Don't wait to start living your dream life. Like literally your dream life starts now and you decide that. So in this video, we will be going through the Lucky Girl Syndrome, pretty much examples of it, effective techniques and affirmations you can use in your daily life. Okay, so what is the Lucky Girl Syndrome? The Lucky Girl Syndrome is essentially manifestation repackaged. So it's pretty much bringing your desires and goals into reality through the power of visualization, positive thinking. And you're like,
okay, sure, how can I even do that?
Essentially, it's just like putting out all the good vibes, all the good energy, and manifest the opportunities for you to be able to achieve and excel in that. Essentially, it's when you focus on the good gets better. And that's honestly the best way for me to describe it. I know Oprah said this quote where it's like your thoughts become your beliefs, but truly that's the reality. Like whether you think you can do something or you cannot do something, you're always right. And this isn't any like voodoo stuff where you're like trying to be delusional. No, it's like putting out all the good energy, stacking all the chances in your favor so that when the opportunities come, you're able to conquer those. Okay, so the Lucky Girl Syndrome literally stems from an abundance mindset. It's pretty much believing that there's so much out there, so much health, so much wealth, so much success. There's enough for everyone. And that truly is so different than the scarcity mindset where you think like you're competing against everyone and there's not enough and you gotta fight. Like literally there's so much out there for everyone and it's just for you to rise up to the opportunity and pretty much manifest it. That's it. Okay, so to cultivate that abundance mindset, it's truly that shift in mindset from scarcity to abundance, shifting those negative thoughts into positive thoughts. And you might think that there's not that big of an impact, but the way you speak to yourself and to others is what you will be manifesting, is what you will be attracting. Instead of saying,
hey, I had a shitty day,
nothing went well, instead of saying that, you need to focus on all the good things that happened in your life. By tapping into that, you're welcoming that positive energy and all the good opportunities that come from that. Remember, the universe is full of abundance and it's up to you to tap into it to manifest your dream life. Okay, I'll give you two specific examples, one of the limiting mindset and one of the growth mindset. So let's say the limited mindset, two people are given the same task. Let's say prepare a speech for graduation, for example. And the person with the limited mindset is be like, oh, like I gotta be realistic. Like I'm not good at public speaking. I've never done this. This is gonna be so hard. It's gonna be so embarrassing. I don't know where to start, how to do it. You know what? It's not meant for me. You know, other people are just luckier, smarter, better looking. Like there's nothing in my favor. So that's essentially the limited mindset. You just stopping yourself before even trying. Versus the growth mindset, again, the individual is given the same task, but they know that if they put in the work and the effort, they will achieve what they put their mind to. There's nothing stopping them. It's literally just a question of how many hours they're gonna put to achieve it. Like it's plain simple as that. Of course, they've never done a speech, but you know, with some luck and some preparation, hey, like I'm gonna dress good, dress to impress, I'm gonna work on my speech, I'm gonna rehearse many times, I can make this happen. Like there's nothing stopping me. Like I'm not any better or I'm not any worse. And as they're practicing, their confidence increases and their doubt decreases and they find themselves being able to just perform and show up every day, and that can translate in many other areas in their life. Okay, I know what you're thinking. You think this sounds crazy, but it's not about like those TikTok trends where you're trying to be delusional and crazy and just like scripting all the how great you are without putting in the work. No, it's not that. It's truly like an empowering practice where you genuinely believe that if you put in the work, anything can happen for you. All the good things can happen for you. And why would you want to live any other way? Truly, I think this is the best way because you're truly just stacking the chances in your favor. And that's what it's about. If you're putting in the work, why don't you like think about it, visualize it so you can live and manifest your dream life? Or you can choose to stay in your limited mindset and just be fueled by doubt and a lack of confidence and just believe that everything other people do, it's not meant for you. It's out of reach. It's too hard. It's all you're just not meant for that, and they're just luckier, prettier, smarter, better looking, all of that. Their parents have money, they have money, whatever it is, and it's not meant for you. But who wants to live that life? I don't know, that does not sound very enticing. It's honestly just about putting yourself out there and trying your best. Okay, I get it, Plamena. This sounds wonderful. Sign me up. Has this actually worked? Like, has this actually worked for you? Okay, I will literally give you this example. It does not get more real than this. I will give you 3 examples. First of all, that when I got my promotion at work, I was pretty much honestly like a post-grad kid after uni, just applying for jobs, and I don't have no idea, but the stars aligned and I got a job at a pretty decent company and I started working there. Of course, I was like pretty much like an analyst, nothing crazy, but I was putting in the work. Like every day I was learning, I was asking those questions, I was trying hard to understand the nature of the business. It was honestly like very different and super new to me. I was trying to understand like what the different teams are, who does what, how do they tie in together, are they synergetic, and all of that. And my task was essentially to like work on these agreements to get these signed, and it was pretty tough, honestly, because it seems like due to the nature of the business, there's lots of customers that just operated without agreements. It seemed like fine, but yet here I was trying to convince them that they needed an agreement. Essentially, I did this for a year and a bit, and I really tried my best, and I was trying to like go above and beyond, learn. And probably a year and 3 months in, there was an opening on my team, and I was like, you know what, let me just apply. I don't know what's gonna happen. Like, I was working for these other people on my team, and I kind of knew what they were doing. I didn't know it exactly very well, but I was like, you know what, let me apply. It doesn't hurt to apply. I'm putting myself there. I have done the work. I am thinking positively. I'm visualizing it. These are all the things and methods I took, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna detach myself. I did what I could. Focus on what you can control and let it go. Like, you don't need to like stress about it too much and like go back and worry. You need to put in the work, do the thing, think the positive things, like always think through this as like an opportunity. And honestly, my mindset going into it was, going into the interview was, what's the worst that could happen? I could just gain experience doing interviews and like learning how to answer and like being sharp and quick on my toes when I have to answer a question that I've never been dealt with, you know, those types of things. I was like, what's the worst that could happen? All I can do is learn. I was super nervous, but yet I embodied that growth mindset. I was like, I'm gonna put in the effort, I'm gonna prepare for this, and then whatever happens, but at least I know I tried. And honestly, I didn't expect anything from this. Like 2 months later, literally nothing happened. I was just like kept working on my team. Nothing crazy. Like, they kept interviewing other people. No one gave me an update or anything. And then pretty much 2 months later, I genuinely, I remember the interview was on April 23rd, and I got the offer letter June 19th, like literally 2 months later. I think they had gone through a couple of candidates and all of that, and by the time the HR rolled in their new process and all of that, it just took forever. But essentially, I got the job. And like post-grad, like being at such a young age and like getting that job was like really enlightening in the way where it's like, I did not know what I had to know to do the job, but they thought that I had that growth mindset and I could work on it, learn on the job, and get those skills on the job. But without that growth mindset, I would have not been able to get there. So essentially, lucky girl syndrome. We just tried hard, and I visualized it and I wrote it down a couple of times and I thought about it, but then I let it go. And that's honestly like as real as it gets. Like post-grad, pretty much getting promoted. Maybe that doesn't sound like that crazy, but a year and a couple months was actually pretty wild for me. Okay, another story that comes to mind is more on the social side, but honestly, it's been so hard to try to meet like-minded people and try to meet people that are interested in their health, that want to take their health seriously, that want to learn, that want to grow, that want to sharpen their skills, that want to be fulfilled in their life. And I've truly, like, this is like straight up one of my goals this year, and I put it in my 2023 goals, is to initiate and engage every time you see the opportunity. If you see someone that you think you might vibe with, like, make that first step, try. And I think it was pretty much during the winter, I saw this girl in my gym. I go to F45. I saw this girl in my gym and I was like, oh my god, like, I feel like we would be such good friends. And she like had her small business, and I could tell like she was into Pilates and working out, and I'm like, this is literally everything that I'm about, like embodied in one. And I was like, damn it, like I really want to be her friend, and I want to like spend time and like see what she's about, you know. And that honestly, like, I just did the first step a couple times. It's honestly kind of awkward. Like it is awkward, just like initiating and like being like, hey, what's up, like, want to go grab coffee, or like just putting yourself out there. I did that like a couple of times. We worked out a couple of times, and then obviously after like the third or fourth time I was like, hey, like just small talk, and then like got her Instagram. And honestly, like, we were not able to meet for like at least 4 months because she was so busy with her schedule and I was busy with mine. But I feel like if I hadn't put out that energy of like what type of person I'm actively looking to be friends with, I would have never met her. And then we went for a walk, and I feel like we would be such good friends and like learn and grow, and it's so fun. But because again, like, if I hadn't like visualized that and specifically written that out in my goals, I don't think that would have happened. So I'm super excited because I cannot even imagine how many other cool like-minded people I'll be able to meet. Okay, now I'm gonna give you one last example, and this probably will be the wildest story I have ever manifested. Like, I'm leaving the best for last because this is truly insane. Like, I have never witnessed or been able to replicate this. And this is like with respect to money. So this was probably happened to me in second year of university. I was struggling. Like, I was working lots and trying to like make ends meet, and I did not take any loans, so essentially I had to pay everything out of pocket. So I remember there was one week where I had midterms and I was not able to work at all. I pretty much booked all the time off, and I was able to work one shift that week. And I was like, you better bet I'm gonna try to make as much money as possible and try to make up for all the money I have not been able to make in the last couple of weeks, I would say. And for anyone that has worked in the service industry knows how up and down and how irregular and inconsistent it is. Some days it's really good, some days it's really bad. There's no consistency. Anyways, so then I was like, I remember telling myself before I went to work, like, it's like, I need to make probably like at this point $500 to make up for all the money I haven't made at all that week. And I was like seriously, like, that's the goal. And I just like put it out there, like closed my eyes, thought about it, and I let it go. I didn't think too much into it. I didn't tell anyone either. I just like talk to myself. I do that a lot, but talk to myself, and I was like, you know what, this is gonna happen. We're gonna make this happen. We're gonna give the best service, and it's gonna be amazing. And long before you know it, I think it wasn't even that busy at all. It wasn't that busy, probably around like 9 to 10 p.m. Get a couple of customers, and then this one customer, for some reason, he just tips me $100, and I'm like, wow, okay, this was like insane. I'm like, this is amazing. Like, I'm so close. Like, essentially, like, I probably needed another like $300 and I would have been there, which is, it's pretty hard, but not impossible. And I remember it was during the month of October, and then I didn't think too much of it. And then after, I think he leaves. I give him good service, we have a quick chat, small talk, nothing crazy. And then I think an hour later he comes back. I have no idea why he's coming back or what, and I have no idea what happened there, but we just kept talking, and he like it was weird. He just like tipped me $400. He was like, just put whatever you want. And I was like, no, I don't feel comfortable. And then he just like tipped me that amount, like the $400 plus $100 before, exactly $500, the money I was trying to manifest from the beginning. And I a couple of times I was like, are you sure? Like, this is not normal, but hey, like, are you sure? Are you sure? And she's like, yeah, for sure. And I think it was just a weird day, like just the stars aligned in that way. And I just put it out in the universe. And you have to be like very pinpointed and specific, because be careful what you wish for. And that just happened. And he was like, yeah, no, that's it. I'm just doing a good deed. And like, I didn't say anything crazy. And just the stars aligned. And that was the end of my story. Honestly, it was insane. Like, I never thought that would happen. And by just working at one shift, that literally made up for all the week I hadn't worked, and I was so happy. I went home and I was like ecstatic. I was like, this is weird how well the universe knows. Like, you literally just need to ask and it'll happen, and really think it through and feel it like it's already happened. And just detach yourself, let it go. And whatever happens, happens. Whatever doesn't, doesn't. But yeah, that was the exact amount of money I was looking to make, and I made that night.
Okay, I get it. Like, but where do I start? What do I even do first?
Okay, so step one, before you do anything, you need to be clear and you need to be pinpointed on your goals. You cannot, like, you need to know what you're manifesting. So step one, I've always done this and I keep doing this, is writing down your goals. I've written my goals so many times, countless times, but this really helps. And then from here, once you've sat down, you've been thoughtful and you've pinpointed every single goal. I usually like to do it, one for like social media, one for like fitness, one for like self-help books, and then one for relationships, and then one for cooking, for like yeah, I would say cooking. Those are like the 4 key areas that I usually like to have. And then I have a motto for the year, which I love to have, and that is essentially it. And then from here, this is lovely and all to have it all written and pinpointed. However, this year you're gonna take this paper and like you're gonna forget about it, and that's the problem. So next step 2 is gonna be to make a vision board. I feel like this is so cheesy and so normalized, but like, please take the time to do a vision board. And I've done many. I've actually done every year, I've done different vision boards, and I think I've gone through like a big progression. Like, I used to do posters, like a poster vision board before, and honestly, I didn't love it. Like, I wasn't actually looking at it that much, and I think that's the best part. Every time you learn, you evolve and you refine every single time. Then step 2, in following year, in 2022, I think I did a wallpaper on my computer, on my screensaver. I did a vision board on there. I just went on Canva, put a couple pictures together that embody my goals, and then just stuck it on my computer. It was good. I did like it. I enjoyed it. However, it gets very crowded and it's not very clean, I would say, on your computer. I just put it on one of my screensavers. So now what I do is I have it as a wallpaper on my phone, which I can show you very briefly. But anyways, these are like all my goals and they all mean something to me. So it's like a collage of all the things I want to do and I want to grow, with my motto for the year. So for 2023, the motto is a little bit of progress each day adds up to big results. I have things about like working hard, about fitness, about like I have like my wedding dress, just like how many subscribers I want to gain, and just a motto, and like having a good relationship, and like my biggest motto for this year is consistency is more important than perfection. And that truly goes back to like messy action is better than no action, and people that are always waiting for the right moment, that's never gonna happen. So just take the action and move forward. So that is the second probably most important tip on a technique. The third technique is going to be visualization. And how how do you do this? Like, I've always thought about this, and the best way I've come up with is usually closing your eyes either in the morning or at night and just have a second of something. What is something that you do in the morning that right after you can just close your eyes? Are you journaling in the morning where you could just right after close your eyes and do that? So best way for me is probably at night for me, because I just prefer to do that. I'll journal a bit and then I'll close my eyes and visualize. I'll look at each picture and I'll close my eyes and I'll think about that, and I'll think of what it is to have that already. And probably that's the best tip here. And sometimes you're like, okay, well, I don't have time to like sit down and like think about this like at night or whenever. Honestly, sometimes what I do is like in the middle of the day or like whatever, you see something like you have a moment to yourself and you take a deep breath, like when you're about to go on a walk or something, those like micro moments where you're not actually doing anything. Close your eyes and just like picture whatever you want to picture for that like 5 seconds. Like there's so many moments. Don't tell me you're busy like every moment of the day. It's not true. Even when you're at work, you can find micro moments where you can just like stop and like, let's say you're drinking water. Drink your water, have it sec. Drink your water, put your water down, and literally just visualize something. Like anything that you want your dream life, how you want your dream life to look like. Hey, let's say my goal is to like buy this X car, whatever, and just visualize how it would feel to like drive that car. For example, like you drink your water and just visualize that and just think about it. And that's it. And then let it go. Put it out in the universe. Okay, and then 2 final ways. One is going to be positive affirmations, which we'll touch on later. Like all of these, again, it's all about attracting all the positive vibes, because when you focus on the good gets better. And I'll name a couple of my favorite affirmations. Usually this is the best if you do this in the morning, because then you're pretty much setting the tone to your day. And one tip that I have that is absolutely gold, that has really helped me, is record yourself. I know it sounds crazy, but record yourself in the morning, like pretty much with your recording. Like I know none of us have time, and I don't think that's an excuse for not doing something, but the best way that I've found is on my way to work, I will record myself in advance and I'll have those affirmations ready to go, and then I'll just play it. But I'll leave enough room. So let's say like I'm a money magnet. I'm worthy of being in the fittest and the best shape of my life. Okay, so for example, let's take that affirmation. I will say that and then I'll pause so that I have time in my car to just repeat it, and then I move on to the next one. And then I'll do like 10 or 15 affirmations like that, and it just sets the tone to my day. It makes me feel that much better. Okay, and then the last technique that you can use is scripting. I personally haven't tried this, and I really want to try this. However, it's just picking a couple of your goals. Let's say, for example, I'm being super random. Let's say my goal is to get the BMW, some sort of car like the X5. And then to be in the fittest shape of my life, and then also to, I'm doing my MBA, so graduating with like an A-, like for grades. So in scripting, you would take those 3 goals and then you would write down exactly in detail how it feels to have it. So for example, let's say I have a BMW, like I have bought the BMW and it feels super comfortable. Leather seats are great. I love how cozy and how spacious it looks, and I am on my way driving to work, for example. Another one, let's say for being healthy and fit, like I am going to the gym 5 times a week. I am growing, I'm challenging myself, and I feel my body getting stronger and stronger. I see muscles that I haven't seen before. I feel so much better. I feel healthier. Okay, let's say for the MBA example, like you want to aim for like A-. So when you script it, you'd be like, I am going to class on Wednesdays and I'm doing my work on Thursdays. I will dedicate X amount of hours and I'm doing very good. I have achieved a 90, 2 in the class, and I'm making new friends. I'm learning, I'm challenging myself, I'm growing. It's interesting, but I'm making the time to learn and grow, even though it's challenging. So just like writing down how it would feel. This is slightly more time consuming, which is probably why I haven't done it, but it's definitely a technique that I personally want to try. Okay, so before we move into the positive affirmations, I have a couple of quick fire rules that are super duper important. So one is always focus on what you want and not on what you do not want. It's super key. I read this study. I know that your brain filters through only like the positive. It only hears what you have to say, and it doesn't hear the not before. Like, let's say you don't like bacon, for example. Like, the brain and the universe will work to deliver what you tell it, but if you always work in negation, it doesn't know, it can't differentiate it. So it's only going to deliver you what you put out there. So if you're always putting out that negative energy, it'll usually deliver you exactly that, which is awful if you like to complain. The second one is genuine belief that you can do anything that you set your mind to. Don't think too much. Don't question things. Like, you put in the effort, you can make things happen. It's just fueled by that genuine belief that you can do anything. Which actually brings me to the point number 3 is focus on the what and not the how. Don't focus, like, let's say again with my car example, my X5 example, you want this car. Don't focus too much on how you're gonna get it and when you're gonna get it. Just put it out in the universe. Take your action on a daily basis and let it be. Don't think too hard about it. Like, detach yourself from it. And then finally, I know it sounds cheesy, but be freaking grateful. Like, there's a book, it's called The Gain or the Gap. It's such a good book. I'll put it on the screen right here. And the key message from it is focus on the wins of the day and always measure backwards. It's literally you don't even need to read the book. It's always about measuring backwards. Essentially, focus on the wins of the day. So when you're going to bed, focus on today's wins. Focus on yesterday's wins. Always reflect backwards. You can always learn and improve. By measuring backwards, you can never be behind. You're only measuring your own success. You're not measuring anybody else's, and you're only learning and growing. Okay, and then finally, I've pulled up all my affirmations. These are like my go-tos. I have so many more, but I'll just give you an example of a couple of my favorite affirmations that I use, that I'll usually play in my car. And especially when you hear your own voice, like, it does something to your brain. It's like you talking to yourself. It's double. Not only are you saying them out loud, but you are saying them to yourself. It's amazing. Honestly, I love it. So here are some of the key ones. So I'm worthy of achieving my goals and living my dream life. I attract positive energy and opportunities to help me reach my goals. I trust the universe to guide me towards my desired outcomes. I'm grateful for everything I have, and I'm excited for everything that is coming my way. Every day I take steps towards achieving my dream life. I'm living in the moment right now. In this moment, I'm constantly learning and growing, and my dream life is a reflection of that. I'm surrounded by positive energies and people who support me. I'm a money magnet. I'm a creator of my own reality, and I choose to manifest abundance, success, and happiness in all areas of my life. Honestly, don't forget, manifestation, this is like a process that requires a lot of patience, a lot of putting it out in the universe and waiting, and a lot of positive thinking and repetition. It's all about repetition. It's pretty much just finding all the different ways where you can convince your brain that you are able to achieve anything you want to. You're visualizing in the morning, you're writing it down at night, in your car you're listening to it, you're writing down on a piece of paper. Anywhere you go, you're pretty much just hearing and seeing your goals. Like, that's kind of the environment you need to be in, and at the end you're gonna end up believing it, and it's gonna end up happening. Okay, so those are all the techniques, affirmations, and all the tips I had, including the rules. So if you have any other questions, comments, let me know which one was your favorite tip and which one you want to try out, because I always want to try out new techniques and ways. So please drop a comment down below, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.